Hello there folks and welcome to part 73 of our Neil Robertson Pro career on Snooker 19, and today is time for the 4th episode of the 2nd season. It's part 73 officially, but part 4 of the 2nd season, and today we are playing in the last 16 of the Paul Hunter Classic against the Wizard of Wishaw. It's our 5th meeting against the Wizard of Wishaw. We played him 4 times last season, and amazingly I was really shocked to hear this. I've just had a quick look on the spreadsheet from last season, and we have beat John Higgins every single time we've played him. We've gone, I think, to 2 final frame deciders, come through them very well. We beat him 3-1 and 3-0 at one point. But it's been a pretty tough draw, to be honest, to face John Higgins this early on. Something that just wouldn't happen in real life. We faced Graham Dott in the last 32, a tricky match within itself, and we only managed to win that one by 3 frames to 2. But to face John Higgins in the last 16 is harsh, I would say, to say the least. So let's see how we get on. There's not much money involved in the Paul Hunter Classic, but as I've said before, this tournament and the first few tournaments of the season are just all about getting that experience we need just to go and fight for those bigger titles, to therefore break into the top 5, top 6 and increase our ranking, and most importantly our prize money, and potentially get some more silverware this season. So this is our biggest test of the season by far so far, but it's come at a little bit of an early stage. I'm a little bit surprised that we are facing John Higgins this early in the last 16. But if you are new to the series, I'd be surprised if you were at this point, but if you are new to the series, there is a playlist on the channel, both for Season 1, so you can go back and watch from the start, the very start of the series. There's also a playlist that you can go and watch from the start of Season 2, but if you want to watch every single video, then that playlist is available on the channel, just as the Neil Robertson career, and there's everything in there for you to all enjoy. But let's go for this video first. It's Neil Robertson breaking off first in this first frame here in Germany. Of course, this tournament happened last weekend in real life for the 2019-20 season. It's now an invitational event, which is interesting, to say the least. But even though we've touched the yellow, which might have been a pain in the backside with some breaks, we've got away with it because the red that went a little bit outwards has just come straight back into the pack. I'm just going to check the audio. Yes, the audio is absolutely fine, which is great. But he's just touched that outward red, so we're going to go for the other one that we were just talking about. That's a decently thin safety. Be brilliant if this could go behind the yellow. Looks good. It does. It looks good.
He's got the cue ball in a great position.
Great. That looks good. That looks really good. But he can just about, unfortunately, just about, if he'd gone a few more inches, we'd have snookered him altogether. But we have an opportunity. That's a very good one. So try and get this. A little bit of a shot to nothing if we miss it. Again, as we usually say, we can only leave the one on that we have played. Surely we're not going to cannon that into the pocket. Oh, thank God we didn't. But actually, that black bean there does help us out a little bit because we don't have the necessary pressure to screw onto that black. So that's great. We'll get this blue, and then luckily we've had a red that hangs out a little bit. But we've got to get this blue, which we have. It's a good pot. As I've said, there's one red hanging out for us to start a little bit of a break here. Unfortunately, right on the cushion, so we're going to have to play straight through here. Maybe play with some top and get right into the reds, but it's a little bit of a risk. But it's one I think that at this sort of speed we should be okay with. Oh, need to actually make sure we do. We're not doing a Terry Griffiths impression. But that's fine. Well, it should be, if it stops, that is. I mean, that's beautiful for the black anyway. I mean, it's a little bit close to the red for comfort. But luckily that black is on that pocket because we would have been a bit screwed otherwise. But I'm a little bit worried. I mean, it's the only shot we can take on, so maybe it is destined that we do pot this. But this is quite a tight one, really. But as I've said, we're going to go for it. Don't need the top so much, I don't think, here. It's tight, but it's there. Good pot. This is just going to nestle right by the corner pocket. Hopefully we can see a red, which I think we can. But again, we're still very close to the cushion. So quite a cagey start here against John. But he gave us an opportunity and, well, we took it. So we're going to see if we can continue that here. This is a fairly easy pot. Ooh, this doesn't look great. If it pulls up there, well, I say we get away with it, but that yellow's usually there to help us. But on this occasion, it's not. So will the green go here? It's tight. I don't think it does. So we either have to take on quite a tricky blue. Will the pink just go to the middle? Now the pink doesn't go, so we've in a little bit of a mess here. We can either try and snooker in behind the black, maybe play the brown potentially. Again, it's a risk because we're leaving a few reds on if we don't pot it. Not necessarily play with some top, we don't need to do that. But I think we're going to have a little bit of an opportune go at this. It looks good. It does, and it's paid off. Oh! How did we go in off? We went in off there.
Robertson.
Oh, that's so annoying. I don't know how we must have cannoned into the yellow and then gone into the pocket off the yellow. That's such a shame after such a good pot on that brown. That, yes, we potted it, but don't get the chance to do anything else. And it's just dropped that red house for John Higgins. Very lucky there. I didn't think it had got the legs to drop. Just going to close the window. But that's a little bit gutting because it does give John Higgins a little bit of a chance this frame. Again, things are still a little bit condensed, so we might not be in too much trouble. But it's typical. I start recording a snooker video and then the dog's barking down the garden. But John Higgins taking a long time over this one. Pots the red though. Comfortably on for the blue, unless he plays the pink, which would be understandable. Because playing the blue is not going to be able to give him any screw.
13.
Now, can he get through to a red here?
He fancies this red.
Yes, he can get through to it and he's potted it. I was just thinking, oh, he might struggle, but he's played a much better shot on the blue this time to allow him to screw into the reds. Let's have a look. Pots the blue. I mean, it's not the most aggressive screw ever.
Very well played.
Granted, there's a red open, so he doesn't have to. But at that point, I would probably screw into the reds. Now, this is interesting because he's quite a way away here. He's going to go for the pink. That's a tight pot. But he's done it. But that's just going to be a safety now. Very bizarre shot. I'm not really sure what he's done that for. But he plays the safety. We'll have to see how good it is. It certainly is a decent safety. But is it good enough? I think this red goes. Definitely. He has let an opportunity slip here. And I'm fairly confident of it. It's a long pot, but as I said, I think it's worth the risk. But we need to hit this fairly hard just to make sure we don't get snookered by a red. But this could be a chance. And it's there.
That's a brilliant pot.
Need this to run on a little bit more. Yes, that'll do just about. And the reds are well and truly open now. Just a yellow here. It's our only chance, really. I didn't think you'd want me to include me telling the dog to shut up, so I've cut that little bit out, but we are ready to pot the yellow now. Hopefully the dog doesn't interrupt us anymore. But yeah, the yellow was the only option, because that was the only pocket open, and of course the yellow was covering that pocket, so... And unbelievably, she's still barking again, but we're just going to have to face that now, we can't do much about it. But right, so we've got another long pot to take on here on the red. This should be a mere formality, which it is. Open up another red, that's great. But as I said, I think we've got a good opportunity here in this frame now. The reds are nicely opened up, courtesy of yours truly. Do we go for the... I mean, the blue's a little bit of a trickier angle, but I think we can get much better control on this. That's what I like about playing the blue, but ultimately it's quite a tricky angle, and if we miss this, we'd only regret it. But I think we're okay. We'll soon find out. Yep. It did bounce off the jaw, but luck went our way. Now this will go past, we can see that. Just line this up for the blue. Because the pink's a little bit precarious. I'd rather make sure we have a dead cert with the blue. And then we could do with getting rid of that red that hangs over that bottom pocket. Which is fine, we can do. But we're starting to play well here in this frame. As I said, I don't really know why John played that safety. Particularly after the foul we conceded. He got a good chance.
15.
But he made a mistake clearly himself. Didn't play the perfect safety. And now we've got to take that opportunity for ourselves. We bang on about the fact we make mistakes ourselves and give our opponents a chance. Well, our opponents make mistakes as well. And now it's time for them to give us a chance. I think I'm just going to play the brown here. It just allows me to screw back a little bit easier. Plus the fact I can get rid of this red up bulk, so that's nice. It's not the best angle on it, but still it's okay. Might be worth just getting rid of this one, actually.
He's looking to pop this into the left corner pocket.
But we look good here. I don't think there's much that can phase us. That's not the best of shots. It's really not. Okay. Right. Can't get to the... Well, we can't get to anything, basically, apart from the blue. Or the pink, and they're pretty tight angles, so... I said nothing can phase us, but that was really a jinx, I would say. So I'm going to play a bit of a shot to nothing. I think this should go in.
Taking it on.
No, we've missed it.
And he's missed that.
But it's well up the table. Hopefully it covers the reds, which it does.
Neil Robertson.
I would say. I don't think you can get through to that red by the middle pocket. You can just get through to this red here, but it'll just be a safety. And again, quite a poor one from John Higgins, really. Not the best snooker he's played in his life.
Not really the result he was after.
Because we can just slot that red in, and as I say, very peculiar. And he's not playing his best here. John Higgins, a bit of a bogey opponent.
1.
Well, we're a bogey opponent for John. But really, it's not really a bogey opponent. We aren't, you know, one of the best players in the world by rights. But just looking at this, I mean, we don't have to go for heroics here. So we might just play the green. Yep, get some top on it and potentially get in position for a red. Which I don't think we will, but worst comes to worst, we can play a safety, which we will. So just a soft what? Yeah, we're going to have to come up and down the table, aren't we, really?
Half a chance here.
Half a chance, don't be soft. So just up the table. We might have left this on. I can't tell.
Neil Robertson, 4.
He's playing the pot here.
No, he's playing the pot. And he's potted it. Well, that's our mistake. I said we didn't have to go for a heroics, but that safety and the quality of safety from both players so far has been pretty poor. But that is a real long chance, and he's got it. Well, it's fantastic from Higgins. I just feel we've let this first frame get to waste. I don't think he'll make a mistake out of the colours now.
12.
Well, he could do. Can he get to the yellow? Yeah, he can. That's still a bit disappointing. I'd have loved to have took a one-frame lead.
14. 17.
But that safety was a little bit of a mistake. Ultimately, it was that shot we played on blue and pink that was the problem.
21.
It wasn't calculated. But the blue, well, it gives John Higgins that first frame.
Well,
Not good enough from us, really. In a long match, it wouldn't make too much difference. But in this short style with 5 frames, taking that first frame lead is crucial. And that's exactly what John Higgins has done here. And with a break of 39, he's took a one-frame advantage. That disappoints me. We really need to get our backside into gear now.
opened up a one-frame gap and
Played well, but that one safety shot wasn't safe. He potted it, and he took advantage to win the frame. Another 2 of them, and we're out again at an early stage. I know this is a tricky match, but
John Higgins to break.
ultimately, if we're going to win tournaments and do well this season, we've got to beat our contemporaries. But that's a very easy starter, it has to be said, from John. I mean, I'll say that I probably missed this now, but it's a little bit of a shock that he's not,
he's looking at this
that he's
red.
left that on. And a
Great
good
open
pot.
red.
That's us started. So we screwed back there, a little bit interesting, a little bit different. Could go for the black, which we will. And we've got it, and we've gone into the pack. But unfortunately, we haven't really left anything on. Just a little bit of luck sometimes, that is. You can't do too much about it. Now, if we go straight into these reds, we don't leave the one that is a little bit further away from the
Neil
pack.
Robertson, 8.
No, just playing a safety on that. Or a double. Or a double! That wasn't too far away, if that's what he was playing. But we did give him the opportunity to play a pretty good shot there, which he did. Just going to try and tap off these and get down the table. It's a strategy that's worked sometimes, strategy that doesn't at other times. I mean, that's very close to the yellow. I think it's the lightest touch that was on the red, but if that did touch...
That's an error that will cost him.
Oh, no way.
Foul.
No way.
John Higgins, 7. Free ball.
Oh, you just can't believe your luck, can you? You cannot believe your luck. That is unbelievable.
He'll be conscious of not overhitting this.
I mean, that's decently safe. It's going to leave one on. Yeah, it does. But that's unbelievable. It always seems when we play good safeties, when we get the snooker, that we just don't touch the ball. And that's really annoying. Oh, that's a bit of a bad one. Does this leave this red on? Not, well,
Disappointed with that.
not quite, unfortunately. I'm just going to play up to the reds. Like I said, when we play a good safety, and it was a good safety to get it behind the black, that would have been a real stinker to get out of. And funnily enough, we had to get out of our own snooker because we didn't we didn't hit the red. Not let us sniff at anything. I mean, he's left that one as a potential, but could you imagine going for that? That'd be just ridiculous. A few of the reds moved, but no harm done. Well, could leave the one on. Oh, God, the dog's starting
So
again.
he's looking to play safe.
But now he's not interested in that, so he's just going to play the safety there. And where's the cue ball? Oh, ho, 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 ho. That's close to the pocket, but has he given us an opportunity? No, it's the same situation with that red, so that's a little bit annoying. But we can use this red. Just get a safety. Don't want to hit the yellow, really. No, we do. We get a full touch on it, which is disappointing. But that blue does block off most of the reds. So restricts what he can play to an extent. Has he left this one on? Looks like he has.
Well, it goes. Half a chance.
Good pot. Again, doesn't leave much on.
One.
Have to assess the options now. Can we just get through to that yellow? That would be a bloody stroke of luck if we could. Yeah, we can. Goodness me. Well, this might be wacky, I'm aware.
Lots of power on this shot.
Oh, let's get the power on. Is it trying to tell us that we're missing it by us not playing it?
What a beautiful
Good pot.
that is.
What's the screw back going to be like into the reds? Again, a little bit.
Inch perfect.
That's brilliant. Great. Awesome. That really worked. Got straight onto the red we were playing. That's brilliant.
Playing this with plenty of power.
We'll play with power again.
A bit casual there. He'll be
not
annoyed with
worked.
that.
Not worked this time.
4.
Let's nominate the yellow, because of course we can change the colour now. Again, let's still nominate the yellow. Let's have a look at what we've got on. I mean, it's only really the black here that we can nominate, so... Just try a sneaky double, but try and get it safe as well. That's not a million miles away.
Neil Robertson.
Leaves a half chance to the middle
It
pocket.
looks like he's trying to get the cue ball
But no, he's just
sonic
playing a
opposition.
safety, so we've got away with that. But I don't think we... Well, we have got away with this. I'm about to say, I thought it was going to be a bit of a snooker chance there. We need to be careful ourselves and not to leave this red on that we've played. Oh. Again. That's what's just so imperative to hit to get the right percentage, or else the shot can go massively wrong. I mean, unless he wants to play a cutback, he hasn't got a chance here. So again, we get away with it a little bit. But another great safety from John. Said the safety's been poor so far, but not there. Brilliant.
This is
Now we
an
can't get a
extremely
snooker
safe
here.
battle.
Just got to hope we get this to the black end of the table and just be safe, really. Oh, looks fairly safe. He's not going to take a big risk, I wouldn't think.
Could be in trouble.
But again, he's using the same sort of shot every time, and one of the times, well, I thought he got us in a snooker there. I did panic, but as a matter of fact, he's left a half chance. And you know what I'm like?
Out.
We're going to give it a sniff, because it's there. But again, I'm just stupid. What did I go for that for? So gullible. So gullible. Can we get through to the pink at all? I mean, we've really done it this time. What was the point? I mean, we're going to hit something on the way through here, aren't we? It's just inevitable. So we're going to have to come off a cushion. And that's really frustrating. Going to nominate the yellow.
He's considering the simple escape route here.
Oh, we've hit the brown. For goodness sake. I mean, swear lets us down, safety, massively.
Not what
Really
he
does.
intended, and to be honest, I'm not sure.
We should have played that pot harder. He left a tempter on. We should have thought, right, we play that and get out of there.
1. John Higgins, 4.
We've
Well,
just not
it
played.
goes.
The
Half a
potting
chance here.
game on our potting game has always been fine. It's our safety that's been the problem, but that's a stinker as well.
Error.
1.
So John gets in the same situation as both of us, not playing very well, but if he'd have potted that brown, I'd have been just slightly jealous. But I think what he's just done from his mistake has really opened this up now. So as I said last frame, it's imperative that we get on with this and take the opportunity and now level it up,
Wonderful shot.
as opposed to take the lead,
1.
which we could have done last frame. But here we've got to level it up, or else we force having to play a last frame decider this early on if we're going to win the match. It just seems a little bit daft. Playing to the reds.
I think he's playing this with a lot of power.
But ultimately we only hit the pink. I mean, that wasn't exactly the thing we wanted to do, but nevertheless we can at least play for the blue here.
7.
Straight down the table. And just
This
come off a
will be
few
good
cushions and potentially hit a few reds.
High quality play here. He's found some form, that's for sure.
I mean, they're happy with that shot, so that can't be bad, and that's not a bad angle at all. A little bit awkward. I think this red does go, though. We'll just make sure. Yep, it does, so that's fine. Easy does it here, I think. Yep, it does. It's a good pot.
He's lost the cue ball.
Albeit we probably have to play a yellow here.
13.
But really, we're looking to get down to this sort of position again. Which is a tricky one with
Half a chance here.
playing topspin. But sometimes you get a little bit of luck.
Simply brilliant.
And that touch off the black, if this keeps coming... Come on, come on. No, it's not quite gone enough, I don't think.
15.
Could have been a chance. But, this red will go.
He's looking at the pot into the
Tight.
left middle.
But that looks good. That's a good angle. Straight in the middle of the pocket. Good pot.
Well, he's lost the cue ball a touch.
Shut up.
Would have wanted that under better control, really.
16.
That pink's a little bit off. Oh, we've actually managed to pot it though. Lucky there. I mean, this is again tight angle. But really, we've got to play it. Apply some top and hopefully hit it through the reds.
Taking this on.
So marginal with that pocket, but we've done it. That's that potted, and now that opens up the table quite a bit. As usual, there's a few tricky shots coming up. I mean, we can just play this one straight down the table, which I wouldn't mind.
This isn't easy.
It's not an easy pot, but I think it's pivotal to the frame, and the brown's in. Not very
Full shot.
regular we play the brown.
20.
That bloody dog, Jesus Christ. So we've got to choose here between this red and this red here, but I think we'll get rid of this one. And then we could just play on for the... Well, hang on. No, it might be best just to get rid of this one, just so we can control the backs bit a little bit better. But it's not that much better, really. We can control this in such a way that... I mean, we're playing a bit ridiculously now, but...
Playing this
Control it in such a way that we play the blue to the top pocket.
Nicely done.
That's a wonderful,
And that's a
wonderful
fine
pot.
angle. That'll do.
28.
This should be our frame. If it's not, we need something testing. It's a little bit soft, but it'll make it. It does.
Down it goes.
Now we can get rid of that red.
With confidence and on a bit of a roll at the moment.
And also have a free blue, effectively. Unless we choose to play the black, but I don't think we will, because
Nicely
how
on the
far...
blue.
Well, with our lead, in theory, we shouldn't have to play the black. Yeah, we can play this down here, that won't hurt, and then we can play the blue, the red to the middle pocket, that's fine.
He's finished
We
a
look
bit
good in terms of
here.
equalising the scores here,
39.
at 1 each. Going to try and potentially get this off the cushion and potentially hit these reds. It's not worked though, has it?
40.
A little bit of a shame. Try the blue again. Lead of 46 if we pot this. So it's fairly pretty much done, I would argue, if we
Just
pot
needs
this.
blue.
Which we have. We'll have to see whether these are touching, because we've got a decent angle if not. It looks like they are, though. Let's play thin off this one red, then. Oh, for God's sake. We've missed it.
Well, he's given away the foul.
Oh, dear.
5.
Honestly.
Neil Robertson, 45. John Higgins, 4.
He won't want to.
Can't
admit
believe you
this
look
shot.
sometimes, can you? But I don't know what he's done here. What on earth has he done there? That's a howler. Oh, we got away with that massively. Not sure what he's played at all.
Just the red required
This
here.
blue, this red will definitely confirm it, as it does. And that is a
1.
baffling turn of events from Higgins. He should have really put us back to play that.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking.
We
on
get
the
away with
pocket.
it. We'll try and get this blue, get the last red, and the colour, and then I think we'll call it a day for this frame. Get this over with,
6.
and then ultimately get onto the next frame.
So this pots into the right corner.
It's a good red. As I said, get the colour, and then call it a day.
7.
I said we could clear them up here, but I just ain't got the time to do that, really. That's to the point. We've won the frame. Get into the next one.
12.
So that should be 1 each. I mean, I think we could get the snooker potentially there if we wanted
Neil
it.
Robertson, 12.
But we're 54 ahead, 27 remaining, and thank God
Neil Robertson.
we bring it back to 1 each.
Is the frame. Well played.
So it's just back to break again in this third
Well,
frame.
this is developing into
Could be
very tight
an
match.
interesting match, but I
Players
think that,
refusing to give
to be
them
quite
any
honest, I think we've got the measure of Higgins. I really do. Because he keeps making a few silly mistakes. I mean, granted we do, but if we can nip those in the bud, then we should be the better player here. Is it that blue, as I say? Is it the blue? And for the third frame running, really, he's given us a
He'll
great
finish
opportunity.
with power. That's a good split.
Get into the
Good
reds.
chance here.
Probably the best split we've had all match.
1.
I mean, I can't remember the last time we could get straight in for the pink. Goodness me. We're going to have to
Playing this with
go straight into
plenty
these
of
again.
power. That split is not bad at all.
And that's a great split. And I think, to be honest, if we don't win this in one... I mean, we could get a little bit tangled with all these reds being here. But if we can get past the first few shots, if we don't win this in one visit, we need our head testing. What a great opportunity this is now. We just need to focus,
Playing very well
because
here.
the first two frames have been fairly scrappy ones. Just focus on getting the lead in this match. And then ultimately from there, making sure we win the match. I know it's a little bit long term rather than focusing on ball by ball, but really, that's what it's all about now.
For the left corner here.
Finishing off this frame, because it's a brilliant
No
chance,
problem there.
and then winning the match.
A wonderful
That's what we've
pot.
got to think of.
15.
It's what you'd think of if it was a best of 20-something and you'd only got this amount to go. Just going to check here. So if we line this up here, right by the pink. Ooh. Got a little bit of a problem in terms of what we can play. Just have to screw back a fair bit.
He's looking to drop this into the middle pocket.
That's a good pot.
And
It's a screw back like. Certainly opens up 1 or 2, so that's fine. We had to get to the black side because not being on that black side makes it a little bit of a struggle. Because they all kind of interrupt one another and block one another. But that's 1 red moved, so that could be a potting chance. I think this pink will go again, which it will. It's great. It's a good pot. As I said, I think we can take advantage here and finish this frame in the 1 visit. As I said, if we don't, we need our head testing. I mean, granted, we can make a silly mistake. That can happen all the time.
29.
A little bit overscrewed there, but we can still consult the blue.
He's going for the left corner pocket.
And we've got it.
Tremendous shot.
Touch the brown there, but as long as it doesn't run on too much, we will get away with it.
34.
Just chalking his cue there. Oh, it's like a MotoGP race outside now. Goodness me. That's the problem with recording something on a Saturday. Saturday morning, it's all hell breaks loose out there. The rest of the week, it's all peaceful. And it's not that fantastic for concentration, I'll tell you. It's really not.
He's attempting to sink
Need to hit this at exactly the right speed, which we haven't. That could be fatal. We can get away with it, though. I think.
Great cueing.
41.
I mean, this one won't go. So it's going to have to be either this one, which I probably feel more confident in, to be honest.
Tough shot coming up.
Oh, it's there, thank God.
He'll be very happy with the position here.
42.
This pink will go. It's a little bit of a tricky one. Do we want to risk it?
He's aiming for the left corner here.
We have, and it's there. But where's the cue ball?
No, that's a bit careless.
Foul. Neil Robertson, 42. John Higgins, 6.
God's sake. We said this was a new season, didn't we? We said we'd cut out the old mistakes and only play our best snooker, but it's just like last season. At the moment, we're not getting into it at all. We'll play some great shots. It's a little bit like the cricket.
6.
They'll play some great shots, a few fours, a few boundaries, and then play a silly shot, and then, of course, it's all over. I hope that's not the case for this frame.
13.
But I think he's got a chance. Granted, those reds aren't particularly open, but that's a good shot to get back to where that position
Wants
is.
to sink this into the left corner pocket.
And if anybody's got the potential to win a frame from here, it's John.
In it goes.
21.
A delicate touch.
Let's see how we go. It's not in our hands anymore.
28.
Ball's not in our court. All I'll say is there are 3 reds on that bottom cushion, which make things a little bit tricky.
29.
Right, so we'll take the black. Oh, they'll go for the pink, rather. Well, that's a brilliant shot.
35.
Fair play. This breaker 36 now brings him level with us.
So, this pot into the right corner.
Right, how's it going to work here? Yep, it's now a safety.
Good position.
So he's not going to clear up, but he is 7 points ahead, crucially.
John Higgins.
And it's not the easiest of safeties to play. I mean, granted, the risks aren't that bad, but oh, that could be a good shot. That could be a good shot.
Nicely done.
Bit more central, and I think we could get the snooker. We might still have it. That's fantastic. Not. Oh, we missed it. Wow. He missed the reds. We couldn't see the angle at all.
Let's see what
So we will force him to retake, please, if that is an opportunity.
Neil Robertson, 4. Free ball.
Well, we can play on with the the free ball, but I'm not bothered. Now, did we force him to continue or retake? Can't remember. But he has retaken. And, well, we got 4 points out of it, didn't we? So,
the cue
we just
ball
get to the
looks
side of
safe
this red,
here.
which is ideal. Oh, it's come too far. Need this to push towards the pocket to give him a little bit of a trickier angle. But that's poor. Just give him a little bit of a chance, but he's just going for the safety. Oh dear. He missed that by quite a mile. And the repercussions aren't that bad for him, to be fair. Leaves a half chance, which you're going to go for. Go on, that looks good. Yes, it's there. I fancied myself there. We got it. Real cracker. Like listening to Dennis.
1.
Cracker. Right. Try the brown. Just how much can we screw back here? I mean, that's about right. As long as we don't hit the blue. And don't pop the cue ball. See how we go. Oh, we have hit the blue.
Well, not the shot he was aiming for there.
Oh, okay. Just play up to this red then in that case. It's always a risky shot. Could go wrong. But that is just about okay. Any harder, he'd have been set up beautifully for that. Very close this is. 2 is the gap. 1 bad shot could make the difference, and this is a definite half chance.
This really is tricky.
And it's there. I said we fancied ourselves there. As I've said previously, our potting ability is never to really be doubted.
1.
That's the last red. So we've got to do what we've done plenty of times before.
He's looking at the pot into
Which
the
is
left
clear up the reds. Clear up the colours.
top shot, that is.
And yeah, that's frame over. And we go ahead, but it's not all over yet. Not over till the fat lady sings.
This should be pretty simple.
Now I'm hoping this gets fairly close to the green so we can go for middle pocket, but
7.
that's very close to the green, so we might have to play bottom pocket. Which isn't the easiest shot ever, not the one I'd love to play. So tricky from here, but we're going to give it a go.
Close.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And that, I think, is the frame to John. That's just so annoying. One silly shot, and
He's looking to pop this.
we would have been heroes if we'd have potted that.
3.
But ultimately, it doesn't work out. But that is a tricky pot from there. He might go for a safety, which he does.
John Higgins.
And again, it's not a particularly good one.
This is
So,
no
we're 6 ahead, 22 remaining. This puts us 10 ahead with 18 remaining. And the blue, which we are fairly nicely on, not the best position, but it's workable. With blue will put us 15 ahead. Only 13 remaining, which means for the first time in the match, hang on.
I'm not sure what happened there, but that's a poor shot.
As long as we haven't been snookered, which we have. God's sake. How does that happen, honestly? How on earth does that happen? Look at the joke of the town, honestly. Oh, hang on. Can we just get to the pink there? Yes, we can. Right, we didn't need to hit this at the right angle. Which we have. We've hit the pink. As long as I don't pop the cue ball. Oh, that's close. But there's 15 ahead. There's 13 remaining. So we'll probably concede. He might play. No, he is going to play. Try and get another snooker. Well, he's got it again. That's very close this time. This is quite unbelievable, really. I'm going to have to play this off the cushion.
A foul here will open the door for his opponent.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh.
That's not a good result. It was a very tough shot, though.
Foul. John Higgins, 7.
He's going to pop the pink, he has.
Played. That was made more difficult due to the rest
Unbelievable.
of the
I mean, the only saving grace, that's a tricky pot, but he'll still get it.
For the frame.
30. And the frame.
I hate this game sometimes.
That's the frame in the bag.
That's tricky to take.
A one-frame advantage.
Really is.
Looking to build more pressure on his
I just hate getting out of snookers like that. I can't do it.
Thank you, the fourth frame.
And it was our own doing. We played the blue too soft. We'd have won the frame else, but... I'm just so frustrated. We can't keep getting frustrated because ultimately we can still win this. And I'm gonna try not to play with that frustration and just play with common sense. We can still win this match. It's not over yet.
This is really tricky.
And that's the opening red got, but oh dear. I mean, we could be going for the win here. We're not. You know, that's the way it goes. We're not, so we just have to live with it. And that's a, well, poor positional shot, really.
long pot, right up his street.
Tricky long pot here, but that looks about right. It is. But we haven't really screwed that enough. No, we haven't. Well, would you believe it again? Christ. So, the soft touch on the red here needed.
This is a half chance.
And we haven't got it. Well,
This time, close,
I mean,
but
luckily we
miss
don't leave
nonetheless.
much on. We do leave one on because of how much this has gone off the cushion. I'm just so annoyed. I mean, I know we're not playing with much fort and much safety, but everything that seems to be happening is going against us at the moment.
Great shot.
I'm not whinging.
One.
Well, I am, but
He's aiming for the left corner here.
just so frustrating.
Excellent shot.
Particularly with that, the one classic being that snooker, great snooker we got on the black. It's very rare that shot goes right with coming down the table. And the one time we do get it right, well, we snooker him, and because we missed the red, we snookered ourselves. Oh dear, that's not a very good shot there from John. A lifeline.
That was a
Very
really
much so.
good shot. And it hasn't worked out all that well.
John Higgins.
Play with some
11.
backspin, make sure the cue ball doesn't move too much.
One.
And just go for the blue here. There's not really too much we can do. Just got to play this fairly hard.
Perfect cueing
Now we can get
required
into
for
the
this
reds. Great pot.
That hasn't really worked out at all.
Yeah, it's alright. It hasn't worked out. Whinge, whinge, whinge. I mean, I say I'm a bad whinger, but goodness me, they mow more than anyone, these two. No, nothing onto that pocket, so just a thin safety. We better have hit the red. I think we did. I saw movement.
Neil Robertson.
Yeah, that's fine. So again, a scrappy start here. Of course, I remind that John only needs the one frame to win this now, so we've got to win both. And this could be a little chance to start our account off. It's a risky one, but I'm willing to take the risk.
This won't be easy.
That's a top
And we
shot.
potted it,
Well played.
and that is the red's nicely open. But as I've said in previous frames, that doesn't really mean anything. One poor shot and all that progress is gone.
Half a chance here.
That's off, that's off. Bloody hell. Don't think you've got the legs anyway. Hang on.
He's missed it.
Neil Robertson. One. One.
It's an easy peach of a shot most of the time.
6.
But that's a bit of a shocker from John. It really is. I'm surprised at that.
John Higgins.
Well,
6.
at least he didn't clear up there. He's not been the best opponent, I'll be honest, today, John Higgins
Not an
hasn't.
easy one, but a
Gotta
half
give this a
chance.
go, though. Which it's there.
That's a beauty.
Again, he's not been the best opponent. He's certainly not been the most clinical.
1.
I have to be brown this time, not brave enough. Well, we can play the blue to the middle, actually, here, can't we? So, all's not lost. Well, would you believe it? We've hit the yellow into the reds, but that's actually given us a lifeline. It's opened up one or two reds, so we moan about the yellow. That's probably the first bit of fortune we've had all day that we've created ourselves.
It's half a chance, but a chance nonetheless. That's a top shot.
Good shot.
He couldn't have played that any better.
Now, like I say, we've now got to go and win this frame. I think we've got to do it in this visit just to show some intent. Let's have a look what this blue looks like. Yes, there's plenty of room to pot it. It's the age-old tale about whether we do or not.
He's an expert long potter, and he's taking this on.
You're only as good as your last pot. If we hadn't potted that, we'd have been rubbish, but we're okay. Yellow's not an option here, but black is. Gives us a nice screw back option. Have to be very careful. It's easily missed that sort of pot, but it's fine.
Impressive shot with the rest.
20.
Can't get through to the red, for goodness sake. So it's going to have to be a little bit of a... I mean, it won't go, that won't. I'm surprised the commentators haven't made a bit more of that. No. That red... None of the reds will go here. It's safety time then. That's not a bad safety.
Neil Robertson.
I'll certainly do. If he wants a sniff here, it's going to have to be a long pot, but he's... Whoa, okay. Again, bizarre. He's got away with it. He has here. He forced us into a little bit of a tricky shot. Can we get round the black? It's a risk. So what I'm going to play here is what we've played, as I say before. Just tap the red. And hopefully... Yeah, we do tap the red. And that's pretty safe.
Excellent safety.
This is developing into a fascinating safety battle.
Well, that's not too safe. I'll say I fancy that on the cutback.
He's taking it on.
A bit harder than that, I think.
Fabulous.
And it's there.
Absolutely
Don't
fabulous.
pop the yellow, whatever you do. Thank God for that.
Superb cue control there.
I say you get the rub of the green sometimes. That's exactly how we got it. Only 17 points ahead, so I wouldn't say we can afford to get to the black particularly. But really, the blues are not... I mean, the blue's still a tricky shot, so... I just think if we play the black, we're not going to have the options, really. It's going to be a tricky pot, whereas with the blue, if we do pot it, we can get the screw back at least. Can't be thwarted too much by the fact we missed one blue. Oh, shut
No
up.
surprises here with the long pot attempt.
Well, we missed one blue, we've now missed two.
Neil
The screw back's fine. It always is. Our positional play, everything else is fine. It's just one element. It's either the pot
Nicely onto the
or the
gun.
position. And it's always the way. It always is. You can get perfect position and screw up the pot, and that happens so often. And he screwed the position there. John has.
John Higgins, 6.
But goodness me, has he got away with that. I mean, I'm fancying a bit of a shot to nothing here. On this red.
Very tricky shot coming up.
Just off. If we get away with it, that wasn't too far away. That's a good shot. Ideal, right in the middle of the table. Can just see the edge of that one red. And now, well, I can see a lot more of that red than he could. Certainly now.
This is no gimme.
It's no gimme, but it's a fairly straight pot, and we pull it off.
Well, that's right out of the top drawer.
So we can play the black now.
Position.
1.
A little bit harder than that, I think. That'll do.
8.
Right, we missed plenty of these on the cushion before. We don't want to do that again. So soft is the key. And it's there. Another black time. Get this red moved. There we go. Not ideal. Really not ideal. Gotta go for it though here, I'd say. You can only really leave the one we're playing. But miss it, and we have by quite... Oh, well. It's quite tight.
16.
But that was a risk, because it could be our last shot.
1.
Well, as I said, that could have been our last shot.
9.
Are we going to be out in the last 16 again? It just isn't good enough. Not a good enough start to the season.
15.
He's only got to clear up the colours. I mean, it was a dangerous shot to go for, but I think we had to go for it.
20.
This looks pretty simple.
24.
So, blue and
This
pink
looks to
is
be a
all he
pretty
needs.
Simple safety here.
Simple safety.
29.
Blue's there.
Well,
Pink's
this
as
will finish
formality. Well, folks, we're out again.
35.
He just wants this to drop.
We really need to start getting some momentum going in the tournament. Really do. And we can't. And by 3 frames to 1,
42.
John Higgins gets his first victory against us.
That takes him into the quarterfinals. Well played.
Fair play to John. He played well there. I mean, highest break, 45. It wasn't a good match. It was scrappy. We got more points than him, to be honest. But nevertheless, we weren't good enough. And we've lost by, I think, a little bit unfair, losing by 3 frames to 1. But John Higgins gets through, and the winner of the Paul Hunter Classic, who's it going to be? Let's have a look who's won the Paul Hunter. Again, really disappointed that we couldn't make it further. We got further, I think, last year. I think we got to the last 8 last year. It's John who wins the tournament. That's great. High Breaker won. Rory McLeod? What? I mean, that's an interesting one. Rory McLeod wins the High Break Award. Interesting to see if that... Did he? Well, he might have got up in the rankings a little bit. But interestingly, Ronnie O'Sullivan, after that tournament, has now moved down to number 5. And we've got Ding and Kyron breathing down our necks. Just interested, has he moved up or down at all, Rory McLeod? I mean, surely we played him, didn't we? Yeah, we played him. I'm sure we did in round 2. Yeah, we did. So we got the highest break. To be fair, he did get a century, didn't he? So that's about right. But we're out of that tournament. Again, John Higgins wins the tournament. That's why he moves up a little bit past us. But the big news is that Ronnie's gone down to number 5. So we're going to advance. The 6 Reds tournament, not going to play in the 6 Reds. Let's have a look who's won that. It's an invitational event, so not is it a ranking or an invitational? I'm fairly sure it's a invitational. And the final, well, John Higgins isn't going to win it this year. Is it Lazowski or Selby? Selby wins by 5 frames to 1, blimey. But the next tournament is the Shanghai Masters, and the first of the tournaments this year that I'm going to put the match lengths onto long. So, that is the next tournament, the Shanghai Masters, an invitational event. And in the first round, we have got... Hang on. We're playing against Ryan Day in the second round of the Shanghai Masters. Again, an invitational event, but nice for the money, and it is a best of 11 frame match. So we'll be playing that over 2 episodes starting next week. So we'll be playing this match on Monday and Wednesday. A very good opportunity with these longer matches in the Shanghai Masters to give us an opportunity to get all into gear and play some proper snooker before we get into the Oppo International Championship, which is the next event we're going to play in, because Indian Open and China Championship we've skipped. We've also skipped the European Masters, so we'll have the qualifiers for the Oppos, but then we'll have the English Open, which is a massive event for us. But firstly, we will play in the Shanghai Masters, and in the second round, coming on Monday, we will play against Ryan Day. Well, we're out of another tournament. Can't lie, I'm massively disappointed, but again, this Shanghai Masters, it's a big tournament, but also allows us to get in the swing of things, get a little bit more experience, and get a little bit more confidence, more importantly, before some of the bigger tournaments coming to Christmas and the New Year. But thank you very much for your company today, folks. I have been TIJ Gaming. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you later. Goodbye for now.